Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Adventure Builds. Today we are preparing for a trip to Death Valley, which is coming up in 4 weeks. And there's a lot of work to do on my Jeep. One issue I have is we're going to be out there for 4 days and there's not a lot of gas. So having a TJ and not a lot of room, I bought a rack for the roof, and I want to show you what we got going on. It looks like a pretty good system, and we'll see how it goes together. I found these mounting system for a TJ from Surco. I think that's how you say it. And it's brackets that go on the hardtop right here. And then they have these straps right here which hook to the bottom of the hardtop. That rests on the radius on the top. And then there's a gutter mount right here for the over the doors. So I picked these up. They weren't bad. They were like 150 bucks. They seemed a little expensive, but if they work and they're good quality, it says made in USA, then it's worth it. So I got the brackets, then I was like, what am I going to do about the bars? And I found some bars. They were really expensive. So I ended up picking up this universal rooftop crossbar from Harbor Freight, and the stock brackets that come with it, those things right there, they didn't work, but the metal bars did. So I'm going to use those. And then I have a Harbor Freight cheap rack that I picked up a while ago. Didn't want to spend a lot of money in case this didn't work out. I'm going to go ahead and install this setup, and we'll see how it all fits. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the brackets together and get them all ready to set up on the roof. And so that'll take a few minutes. It seems pretty simple and pretty easy to assemble. So here we go. Okay, I got the brackets done. I'm going to bolt them to the cross member. loose so I can adjust them. Okay, I got these done. I'm going to put this up. Alright, so I got it about where I wanted up on the roof, and I discovered that in order to install this under the hardtop, I have to take the hardtop loose, lift it, put this in, and then put it back down. So I've got to loosen up my hardtop bolts, which means I got to go get the proper size socket. I got the correct socket. Now I'll undo the bolts. Takes a little bit to break the weather seal. Okay, now I got that on. This has a bolt. So you can see right here where the where this rubs up against the window, there is a rubber piece that will rest against the glass, and the rest of this is held off. So that worked out pretty nice. I don't want to tighten this up too much and crack my top. Alright, now I've gotten that side done, and I'm going to work on getting this side, get the bolts for the top undone. Then I can slip my bracket in, and then I'll tighten all the bolts up and see how heavy duty that rack is. So what worked well on this side was I took the bolts off and took the latch on the windshield. Then I lifted it right there, and I had enough lift that I could actually slip the bracket underneath and then slide it over to where I went. There's nothing to grab onto on the back of the hardtop, so it was hard to lift that up. So we're going to do this one and then get it going. Tighten the bolts up. Latch the windshield down so I don't forget. Now, I don't want to over tighten the bracket to where I crack the hardtop, but I don't want this bolt coming loose in the desert, so I'm going to put some Loctite on it, on the threads, and then that should solve my problem of the bolt coming loose. Starting to pull down on this bracket. I think that's about as tight as I want to go. It just needs to hold it in place. It doesn't need to, you know, really strap on it. So I think we're going to go with that for right now. I'm going to run over and take care of the other side, and then we'll mount the basket. I did put this bolt in just to hold it in place, so I'm going to take it out. Okay, I can see it pulling down right here. I think that's tight enough. I don't want to have this thing bring pressure in and then pop my glass. So pretty much just want to hold it down and see if that works. I'll let you know after Death Valley. Now I'm going to get up and tighten the bolts underneath here to hold the bracket to the cross member. Alright, that looks good. It's pretty much centered. So now I'm going to mount the Harbor Freight rack with these brackets. But we'll see how it works. One thing I don't like about these so far is that these are going to be sticking up into, these are going to stick up into the basket area, reducing that area for any kind of storage. So I will put them as far outboard as I can. I should Loctite these. When we do the other side, I think I will, and then I'll probably take this back off. I don't want them coming loose. All right, so now we have some storage, and I'll show you. So now, when I'm out in the desert, I can store my fuel up there, and I don't have to have it in the Jeep where I don't have any room anyway. So, and then I'll probably put some more stuff up there, some weather-tight bags or something. So, we'll see. I'm going to tighten up the other side, and then we'll do a close-up on it. Looks pretty good so far. Okay, so the install is complete, and I have this Surco strap made for a TJ that hooks underneath the lip and hooks to the gutter. Good for lightweight, and overall I would say worked out pretty nice. Here's another view. I like how it wraps around the side, around that radius, into the gutter. Then those aluminum are the Harbor Freight, part of the Harbor Freight roof rack, and then this is a Harbor Freight cheap roof rack, but for my purposes it'll get the job done. I don't plan on leaving it on here. It's just extra storage for my trip to Death Valley. The Surco rack mount seems to be a pretty good quality product. We'll see on my trip how well it holds up. I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button and let me know that you find it interesting. And leave some comments if you like it or don't like it, and I will answer you back. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one.